Welcome back to Time Rich Steps. Well, it's been a while. A lot of things has went down. A lot of things has happened. But some of my last videos, I was saying that Bitcoin will finally make it back to 30,000, and it has hit 30,000 three times this week, and currently is above 30,000. It's at 30,000, 22, 50, and constantly going up. So this is an exciting time for Bitcoin, everyone. We're nearing to the end of the year, and I have always predicted that Bitcoin will start rising towards the end of the year. October traditionally, and it's considered to be, Uptober instead of October. They call it Uptober when it comes down to Bitcoin, because most of the time Bitcoin rise in the month of October. And we're reaching, I predict October, November, and into December that Bitcoin will continue to rise. And I believe like towards, a little bit after Christmas, Bitcoin will start going down. Maybe the last week of December, and then in January, the first beginning of January, Bitcoin will probably go down. And that's just the tradition that usually happens. But this upcoming year is different. We have the halving coming, and the halving should be in April. Okay, Bitcoin halving should be in April, when the supply will be cut in half that's being produced. So, anytime that you have less of something, and if there's a market for it and people want it, it goes up. That produces scarcity. So, it goes up. That has been the plan for Bitcoin all the time, ever since the person or group of people that developed and made Bitcoin. The plan has been that, it's only 21 million coins that has ever been, the point is that that's the limit, is there will be more than 21 million coins made, and that the value of each coin will go up. So that's what's going on. Okay? So, we're talking about maybe crazy gains that can happen during, when you have the halving of the Bitcoin. So it goes up towards the halving, and then it may go down a little bit, and then the months after the halving, all the way into 2025, Bitcoin can go on a crazy run, and we're talking about thousands of dollars. Life-changing money that can be made with cryptocurrency in general, if you position yourself. And you really should have been positioning yourself all along when it was down low. Now that it's up, it just went below 30,000. Now it's back above 30,000. But, this is what happens in a market. But ultimately, it's going to go up. So, so that's the thing about scarcity. And so people, believe it or not, sees Bitcoin as a way to safeguard your money. It used to be, 10 years ago, even 3 years ago, people were saying that it's scam, and, and they were saying that, hey, you're just throwing away your money. But, the last, since the recession, or the COVID years, that idea of Bitcoin being a place for your money to be safe has really took off. And then during this, last year with inflation, people really are starting to get it that, the United States and other world leaders, countries, with these world leaders and stuff, that people are spending so much money, they're creating so much debt, that they are devaluing, the currency, and Bitcoin is going to become more and more important to stay above, inflation. All right. Okay, let's get into some of the news. Cryptocurrency cap a winning week this week. Bitcoin tops 30,000 and it's at 30,000 now on ETF optimism and flight to safety. I was just talking about that. So, this is from Crypto World on CNBC. So, as I said, 3 times this week Bitcoin has went above 30,000. And, it got some resistance up there, 30,500, 31,000, maybe even 32,000. There's resistance. So it's not going to just bust through and then just keep on going up. So it will maybe hit some of these resistance a little bit above 30,000 and come back down. But ultimately the trend is good that it's going up. Okay? All right, so let's get to the second part of the news. It's the ETF. All right, let me read it. High yields historically have had a negative effect on Bitcoin, but the crypto asset is benefiting from a key catalyst investors have been watching all year: the approval of what would be the first spot Bitcoin ETF in the U.S. Okay, earlier this week, JP Morgan said the Securities and Exchange Commission is likely to approve an ETF in the next few months. So that's the catalyst. They know if BlackRock, gets this ETF that, a lot of money is going to come into the system. And when a lot of money comes into the system and you got a scarcity of something, that means that, it's going to go up. They said like 70% of Bitcoin is spread out amongst small time investors. So, the big boys going to come in and they're going to want to get a lot of the Bitcoin, but really a lot of it is not even left for them. They're going to hope that, the small guys, the retailers, that they're going to, spend, they're going to sell their stuff so that they can acquire more of Bitcoin. Well, we never know if that's going to happen. People are holding, a lot of people sell, but you still have a lot of long time holders. They just hold it. They don't buy, they don't spend it. They don't sell it, So, and there's talk that the SEC is just going to approve all the ETFs that are out there all at once so that, one person does not get an advantage with having the ETF first. Okay, so Coinbase, people at Coinbase says that they're confident a U.S. Bitcoin ETF will be approved after SEC court's defeat. So the SEC has been, with different companies that's in cryptocurrency, they have been losing. They lost with the XRP case. They lost, nearly a little bit with the Coinbase case. All right, and then they recently lost with another case when it came down to Grayscale converting their GPTC Bitcoin fund into an ETF. So, this is happening. And like I said, a lot of money from all over the world, not just United States. United States do not make Bitcoin go, everyone. Okay? Bitcoin is a worldwide market, and there's more people in the world than are in United States. So, U.S. could do all they want and be slow with, approving, different things when it comes down to cryptocurrency. But guess what? The rest of the world, they're just going on, and there's a lot of messed up countries in the world where their people do not trust the government and they are buying Bitcoin and they buying other cryptocurrency. So, you just have to do what you have to do, and that everything's got a risk, but it seems like to me this is a good thing. Okay, well, as I say, let me just sum it up. If you do not have any Bitcoin, you may need to look into it and maybe acquire some. The halving is coming up. It's in April, about April 14, but that could change. I'm not gonna get too technical with it, but due to the mining, the actual date can change a little bit, but it will be in April. Okay. There's an ETF that's coming, and it could be approved this year, but most likely sometime in January. When that happens, Bitcoin could go up significantly, and you could miss a great opportunity to make a lot of money with Bitcoin and other cryptocurrency in this time. Okay, so that's the thing. So, and Bitcoin is considered to be, a way to safeguard your money from inflation and for crazy stuff that's going on with the government. I mean, they can't even pick a leader in the House of Representatives. So it's a lot of crazy stuff. And you got two wars that the United States now going to try to, and I'm not saying it's right or wrong, but they're going to support two wars. Ukraine war and now the Israel war. So that means a lot more money is going to be spent. And, United States really do not have the money. I don't care what the politicians say. We have a deficit, and the deficit is continuing to grow. That means that our money, inflation, is here to stay. Up under both parties, Democrat and Republican, they spend. Okay? And that's going to deflate the U.S. dollar as our debt continues to grow. All right, y'all have a lovely weekend. Talk to you real soon.